Well, ahoy, hoy, and hachi machi out there, Delco. We have the nicest, finest new episode of Delco live for you tonight. We're going to talk about all the current topics. And this, in Delco, the surrounding areas, all the things that hit us right in the conkles of our clogged hearts. Um, Al, how's your last couple weeks been?
Crazy, hectic.
Oh, that's right. You've done like major life changes and whatnot.
Yes, I did what every Clifton boy dreams of one day,
Yeah.
and moved to Clifton. I moved from
Moving
Clifton
on up,
moved to
moving
Springfield.
on up to the west of the pike. Have you met your neighbors yet?
Yeah, and all right. So here's the thing: is I moved literally what 5, not even 5 miles away, right? Would you say?
Al, 5 miles away is like fucking Camden.
Yeah,
You
I
moved
mean,
like you moved a quarter of
two
a mile.
miles,
I know
whatever.
that us who don't really know like running by miles and whatnot, but like Usain Bolt could get from your old house to your new house in like one commercial break.
It's literally a straight shot up the pike.
Yeah.
Absolutely. It's an absolute straight shot up the pike. Um, and I feel like I've entered a whole new world.
Well, you
And
did.
I did. And all right, so you asked the question, and then when I other people on Instagram, welcome you guys in. How you doing? We'll say hi to you. And you
Hi.
feel free to comment in to all the people on Facebook. Welcome in now. Looks like the stream is currently working now.
Oh, we got it.
Yeah, so I will check on it on my phone once I get done telling my end of the
Do you
story.
think it was messed up because of the debate? Did it get
Uh,
hacked? Is it Putin? Is it
it,
Elon?
it's starting up again, so I'm gonna keep my eye on it. But
It's starting up like
it
it's
no, it's Facebook. I'm telling you, man,
effing around.
Facebook has been a little iffy lately. Listen, I'm not a conspiracy theorist at all, but is it just happened to be during all the debate stuff, and I start to wonder a little bit of what's going on.
Yeah. Yeah.
But we'll keep going with all our other people here.
Do you think it's because we're within like the actual geographic region of where the debate's going, where they're like trying to hinder people like going
Dude,
live about shit?
I would not put it past.
Like the world? Like I wouldn't either.
No, if it came out tomorrow that Meta and what's his name, Zuckerberg and all them came out
Yeah.
and they were caught like factually found to be doing that, I would be like, okay,
Yeah. Like are
like,
they are
it
they
wouldn't blow my mind.
are they geographically like hindering like live streaming around the actual event?
I would not put it past
They
them
had time to
at
do it.
all.
It's a real thing. Do you remember? I don't know if O'Hara did it, but I know Bonner alleged they did it, but it also could have just been a brick building where they said that they had jammers that would block your cell phone signal.
Yeah, I don't. Like I said, I've heard that. I old buildings would
Right.
jam your cell phone
Right.
signal. Big buildings with steel I beams
Yeah.
can mess with Wi-Fi and phone signals. So I think that's just something they said to like try to kind of like it's kind of like putting up the what's it called, the Sloman shield on your front line.
That'll keep the burglars out.
Yeah, like I think that's what it is. It's a deterrent, I guess, is the best way of
So
putting it.
is Facebook working?
Currently, not this second. That's why I'm.
Son of a bitch.
Yeah, we got Instagram, we got our YouTube friends all here.
Okay.
I'm right now. What I'm working on is trying to work around Facebook. So just give me a few moments. But
Mm.
yeah, like you said, like I been doing big boy stuff. But it's funny because I made settlement on in mid August. I now own the house in Springfield, but I am currently living with my parents.
Oh, it happens.
Yeah, I'm still living.
Sometimes to some of us for 30
I'm still
years.
living in Clifton. I'm still a Cliftonite currently right now. I'm
Are
still
you still in your parents' car insurance?
no,
It's
no,
fine if you are.
no. Now I wish. I
Yeah.
wish my parents still paid my car insurance. But no, that's not it at all right now. Unfortunately, I would love a little car insurance help here and there. But so yeah, I bought a house, and to answer your original question, the uh the weirdest part is people have been super nice. I know it's so weird to
To
say
your
that.
face though, right?
Yeah, like all right, so I was at the bus stop for the first day because my kids go to the Springfield School District now.
Oh, you mean like a school
Yes,
bus?
the school bus.
Not like you get on the actual
No,
bus like I do.
I wasn't fighting on the L.
You're
No,
not a
no.
man of the people.
No, not a man, no more. I'm way above them now, like way above
Okay.
that. And I'm sitting there, I'm like, all right, there's moms here and they're dressed nicely and
The Springfield Hot Moms.
Yeah, oh yeah.
Yeah.
And I'm sitting there going,
The Lax Moms, a Jayin,
Alexa,
if you
mom,
will quote an old show we used to be on.
yes. And really, what threw me off is that they weren't vaping the whole time and wearing flannel PJ pants and complaining about their baby daddy,
How many
which was
terrible
very,
tramp stamps?
as far as I can see so far, none.
Did they have quote unquote their nice jeans?
No,
Okay.
they looked like, they wore different clothes every day,
Okay.
which was another thing that's different because
Weird.
not the same pajama pants for 5 or 6 days in a row, so that was definitely something to get a little used to. But, people come up and the first thing everybody said to me, I literally was bringing my stuff off the truck, and like I said, I haven't really been in there yet because we've been doing a lot of renovation to the house, and people would come up to me and say, "Welcome to the neighborhood. It's a really nice neighborhood. It's a really, really great neighborhood."
And if you gotta
It was
say how
almost
nice
it
your own neighborhood is,
it
it's
was
like, yeah.
almost Stepford wifey.
That's the fucking phrase I was gonna use, Al, and
Yeah,
I didn't know if you or the people were gonna get it.
yeah, like it was
That was literally the exact metaphor I was gonna use.
it was interesting. Just put it that way. It was very interesting.
Do you think it's a facade?
Here, all right, call me crazy.
Go
Just
for it.
let me break this down for you because what I'm trying to do here is uh try to get this up and running back on Facebook at the same time. But here's my thing is, and hear me out. Some things I've read into that people have said. So one thing that has been said like about 7 times to me was, "Well, hey, welcome to the neighborhood. It's really nice. Trash day is Monday and Thursdays."
Do do you think that they were gonna say trash days every day now that you're here?
Not I haven't had one person make "Here goes the neighborhood" or our tax or
Oh, the
our
trash day is like conform to our rules.
yes, yeah, yeah, like that's what I'm trying to say. Like it and like a nice neighbor I had already.
Mhm.
He we put some trash cans out because I have a dumpster, but I couldn't put this stuff in the dumpster. So he goes, "Oh, I pulled your trash cans back for you, so they wouldn't sit on the curb overnight because you only have a few out like 12 hours before Springfield gets upset." And I'm like,
Well, he's not wrong, man. They are pretty stern with their, compliance out there.
"No, no," and I agree with you, but I was just sitting there going, "Was this a warning?"
Uh-huh. It sure was, Al.
Like a nice like
Is this the "You're welcome.
don't let it
Thanks."
yeah, don't let it happen again. You're
Yeah.
welcome. Like I was kind of wondering that a little bit.
I know you're not used to this
Yeah.
kind of,
I know
yes.
the trash isn't used to throwing itself out,
I
but
know in Clifton, the trash just goes to Ram's Pizza Tavern, but here it goes in the receptacles.
um and like that has been definitely something different.
Yeah.
Like it has been
Would you use the phrase, paranoia of condescendence?
that's where that's what I'm trying to get. Is it
Yes.
me? Is it
Or
me
is
or is
it the
it them?
community?
Is it me or them? Like is it me feeling this way about the change? And like I made my own jokes. I'm like, oh, Clifton guys, here comes the neighborhood. Here goes the neighborhood type thing. And it's funny because like people will tell me who because like oh, I've been living here for 9 years. I've been living here for 20 years. Blah 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 blah. Or some older people. My kids grew up here on this street and all this stuff.
A little annoying.
Yeah,
Annoying to hear, right?
yeah. Like and they'll be like, oh, I moved here from Ridley. I'm like, okay. They're like, where are you from? I'm like,
Oh,
Clifton.
how the divorce hit you that bad?
Yeah, and
Like,
well,
was it the divorce or the school
so
zones?
here's the funny part. So I'm living on my parents' street. I'm not going to say just in case somebody like connect the dots. I'm living on my parents' street, and there's a house across the street and halfway up. That a guy moved in from Springfield because he's going through a divorce.
Ah, yeah, it happens.
So like, oh, okay, I'm happily married, and I get to move to Springfield, and you get to move to Clifton because that didn't work out for you.
So, like 10 years ago, when we were doing this show, we've actually been doing shows for over a decade now.
Yes,
Was There was another show where we discussed the concept. Do you remember Country Lane?
yes.
Okay, yeah, we had to drive by it to like now you had to drive by it to go home too. It's basically divorce lane where when you get divorced, so you want to stay face, you get like, one of those things. You can still stay in Springfield School District before like the the wife and the new hubby, or like the dad and like his like new gay lover that you didn't know about.
Yeah.
Like, the
He's
checks
always
settled,
with
but
his
he
assistant. It's really
you
weird.
can keep those kids in that Springfield school district.
Yeah.
So okay, so your parents' street has now become the new country lane, divorce alley.
Yeah. Yeah. And it's funny because like I said, I'm living on the same street I grew up on. And the the people who I grew up with, most of them are either older and they unfortunately passed away, or they
Hilarious.
or they grew up and move away, and now it's a lot of people I really don't know. I know like a handful of people. I walk out, hey Al, it's nice to see you. I haven't seen you in years here, blah blah blah. But like I'm
And do
looking,
you treat them like the Springfield people treat
oh,
you?
I look down on them. I
Yeah,
look down on them
yeah,
so bad. I walk around, yes, right, right,
yeah.
right. I actually literally have a silver spoon that I walk around just like licking on it the whole time. Like, so
So what's gonna be your hometown bar now?
that's a question I have to figure out
O'Connell's?
because where I'm at is not really bar neighborhood in Springfield.
Oh, you're gonna be at Texas Roadhouse
Yeah,
fucking
like I would be
scat.
at Bertucci's trying to
Yeah.
pick up on divorcees or something. Like that would be like,
Uh,
I mean, there's really not a great local bar. I mean, the closest one I would make a right. The closest one would be Papoose.
get your booze, Pat Booze.
Yeah, I mean, and I love Papoose, so I used to go there because I thought that was swanky for us
With the
Clifton
Delco
boys.
Cup.
Delco Cup would be the next one down. Yeah.
So you're not going to this full Springfield Saxers mentality.
See, now I would go to Saxons. I'm actually fairly close to that too. If I was, I'm sitting there if I'm staying on the Pike because I'm right off the Pike. But yeah,
Yeah.
no, if I'm looking local, like closest to me, I guess Papoose would be the closest. That's not Morton because I'm really close to Morton too.
So you're
So
not a big enough degenerate. Number one, Carrabba's is the best fucking bar. You can get drunk and hear you.
I've gotten drunk at Outback a handful of times.
Bang bang shrimp and bang bang security.
Yeah, no, but it's funny because like I did make the joke to somebody. I'm like, so when does the. I said, when does the what's it called? The better than now kick in.
Mm.
Like I just need to know when that kicks in. Do I get the silver spoon in the
How
mail?
you doing
Is
now?
there like a 6 month like holdover to make sure I can make
Yes.
it? Make sure I can afford my house for 6 months or more before they kick me out? Like,
The
is it one?
elitist day.
Yeah, is it one of those things? But
When do I start bragging about my St. Patrick's Day parade while having no Irish?
yes.
Yeah.
So Facebook is just not cooperating tonight. Obviously, Zuckerberg has Zuckerberged us.
He can suck or bite my dick.
But I will replay this tomorrow for Facebook Live. Hopefully that will work. But we'll keep going for all our friends out there in Instagram and YouTube land. And thanks for all those people who are joining. Everybody's popping up here. How you guys doing here? But yeah, so yeah,
I'm bummed that Facebook missed our tirade about the elitist of Springfield.
yes. It probably best. I don't know. I wonder if anybody I lived close by would already be like, all right, this guy's a. I people have asked me. They've seen me in the scrubs. Like I said, I'm not there often. I got guys working on the house. I go there to move boxes around and throw things out, take out the trash, that kind of
Doing
stuff.
your own labor, that sounds very peasanty.
No, 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 no. Just doing that stuff. All the other labor is done by the workers.
Mm.
Yes, I pay them their shillings.
Like Lupe
Yeah,
and Guadalupe and
yeah,
Francesco.
yeah. All the great
Yeah.
guys, and some of the great. By the way, those workers.
We also have Mexican food. It's called Yosemite.
Number one, I'm going to throw a little love out there since I want to do this to N and V Construction. Nelson, great guy. Him and his group of guys have been wonderful. They've been just keeping me apprised of everything, and they're not taking me to the shed like most people do when they see people move. So that's awesome. Delco Electric, our boy Sean, thank you so much.
Yeah.
He did a lot of the electrical work already. We're just waiting for some of the other work to get done so he can finish the rest of it off. So big thank you to him. Who else do I have to thank? Because I know. Paul Young. Paul Young, his construction. He just redid my whole new deck I just got because my deck. Listen, I bought an estate sale. That's how I could afford Springfield. The house needed a lot of love and care. So I have had to put like just new everything in. So he just refaced my deck that looked like it was haunted. Now it looks
Have they
beautiful.
told you anything about the former person?
Yeah, I met the people. It was not to get too personal because I guess I can't get too much information, but it was an estate sale. The mother and one of their children lived there. The child passed away.
Oh, Jesus
Or not the child. I mean,
Christ.
the mother passed away, but the one kid wouldn't move out. I think there was 4 kids, and the one
Squatter's right.
yeah, and they had to like kind of deal with that a little bit. So they put up and they heard our story that we're trying to move in for a better school district for our kids because we're going to get into that a little bit. It's kind of a leeway into one of our topics tonight about school districts and moving out of the Upper Darby School District.
Oh,
Um,
yeah. It's like a big part of the episode. Spoiler alert.
yeah, spoiler alert. But with that being said, that she looked at that and she chose us over a couple other options, or the other children chose us over a couple other options. And because they knew they wanted somebody who wasn't gonna flip the house, they wanted a family, and they wanted somebody who was gonna put some, love and care into the house that they grew up in. And I guess I was that guy. And that is my
They were
move
scared
story.
of the walrus that was at the front door.
They listen. I don't blame them. I don't blame them at all. And they should be afraid of the walrus because the walrus is real. That's who I am. But I want to remind you guys real quick, and give me a second here because Facebook has me all. Oh man, here it is. Has me all racked up.
Mark Zuckerberg.
Yeah, here we go. And guys, this episode is brought to you by Dolan's Bar. That's right. Look at that new front there at Dolan's. Look at those delicious wings at Dolan's. Look at that great smash burger and french fries at Dolan's. That's right. Check out Dolan's Bar. There is so many things going on there. Get your garage beer at Dolan's. You know, they have vetted there with Hollis and Irving. They have so many different things going on. You never know who's going to come through that door there. But they have great food, great times, great drinks, great events over at Dolan's Bar. Tell PJ that Big Al, Hollywood Holbrook, and Delco Live sent you. And listen, guys, I'd be remiss to say if you didn't go over to Dolan's right now and have a good time because you know what? Sometimes you might catch us over on the screen at Dolan's. And maybe while you're at Dolan's, if you're not going to chew on a burger, maybe you're going to chew on some fat cow jerky. That's right, fat cow jerky. Utterly perfect jerky. Jalapeno, garlic, honey habanero, pickle. One of my favorites. Check them out. Fat Cow Jerky. Go to fatcowjerky.com. Facebook, Instagram, also in local stores. I know you can find it at Roma's Deli here in, I guess is that Holmes? Where's that?
Where?
Roma's?
Roma's is Holmes. Yeah.
Is that considered Holmes?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Right there on
Red Ridley cop cars.
Yeah, right there on a Mac Daddy Boulevard. So yeah, go get your Fat Cow Jerky now. And I know he's got new things coming out, such as bacon jerky and other delicious flavors. And
Don't tell him.
And also, don't forget they have
Granny, don't.
they have delicious treats for your favorite four-legged friends to chew on.
My gimp.
And if you get in trouble, your gimp gets free. You can always call David R. Cherry at cherryinjurylaw.com.
The gimp's always free for my punishment.
Workers' comp, motor vehicle, personal injury, criminal law. Go to cherryinjurylaw.com or call David R. Cherry at 610-565-0300. Workers' comp, motor vehicle, personal injury, and criminal law, all life-changing things, and all things that can happen to any Delconian at any time.
Like ending up a gimp.
Yep. Go to cherryinjurylaw.com or call David R. Cherry
Put the suit on.
Call David R. Cherry.
He puts the suit in lawsuit.
Oh, Jesus. Call David R. Cherry at 610-565-0300.
Oh, Lordy. What's our first story?
Well, I guess since we kind of teased it a little bit, we can just jump right into it.
Yeah, I put the first one as like an icebreaker, but I think we broke the ice.
Was it this one or the other one?
I can't fucking read that. Yeah, I'll read it.
I can read it. I can blow my...
I don't know. I got it.
Oh, here we go.
All right. So this went out last week. So if you are unaware, including during the pandemic, every year we do a roast at Delco, right?
Yeah.
Where we go out town by town. And one of my ongoing yearly jokes, because I'm not creative, very much like some of the really shitty comedians we dealt with in the past, is I just recycle them. And one of them is always Upper Darby is notorious for their lockdowns. I mean, granted, thankfully they do them because nothing serious has ever come from them. I guess that's great. But Upper Darby started the Tuesday before Labor Day. And they went Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and they were all half days. Then on Monday, they had their first full day. And by that time, they had 3 fucking lockdowns in 4 school days, and 3 of those days was half days, Al.
I should be sending a fruit basket. That family allowed me to change school districts. I just have
My
to say.
fucking Christ, dude. And some of them are, we always make jokes about like the community pages where there's like, it could be a slingshot, and you have people in the community pages going like, I found an atomic bomb in the guy's locker.
Yeah.
This one is actually a fucking very fucking serious concern, and annoying it was that early in the school year. This is the note from the superintendent, who is, my lord, that is a thankless job. My Christ, my heart goes out to him.
I here's my thing is I'll be honest with you, and I'll put this on the record because I said it. Not a fan. Not
All
a
right.
fan of him. But
Yeah, I don't fucking know
oh,
him, or
I've
I don't
dealt
want
with
to deal
him,
with him.
but just not a fan. I'm not saying it's an easy job. That's not what I'm saying. Not a fan of that
I
gentleman.
definitely previously had a neighbor who worked there, and for him, and he resigned saying it is literally like, it is below like scumbaggery and the shit that's allowed. He's like, I'm not here to babysit. It's like I'm literally here as a referee more than a teacher. But anyway, this is what went out on Monday, first full day of school right after, or sorry, Tuesday, first full day of school after Labor Day. School's back in. Alice Cooper, is done playing. Um, Good afternoon, Upper Darby Royals. Hey, Royal Pride. Upper Darby High School went into a lockdown earlier today. I want to thank the staff for reacting in such a quick and appropriate manner. A staff member alerted administration and security about a student who seemed to be under the influence. Like, oh shit, man, what is the drug ring in there? That's gonna be rough. It sucks. Don't want any drugs in there. Oh, it gets worse. The administration and security were able to bring the student to the office and conduct a search. Great, they're very proactive on it. While searching the student, the administration found a gun, as well as synthetic fucking drugs. I understand how alarming this communication is for all involved, but I am grateful for our safety procedures, that our safety procedures were followed, and that no one was injured. I am also grateful to have the relationship that we do with the Upper Darby Police Department, who were so quick to respond and provide support to the district. As a community, we all play. They're basically like, stop sending your kids to our fucking school with guns and drugs.
Yeah. Yeah, it's very generic. They talk about talking to your kids about violence and all that stuff.
They
Uh,
have a great lawyer who wrote that second paragraph.
oh yeah, that's a little templated, boilerplated, however you want to put it. Listen, man, I told you my big move, and I'm in all seriousness, was to get out of that school district, and it's a shame because Upper Darby School District was a good school district many years ago.
I
Um,
didn't go there. I lived next to it.
mm.
I always heard that Upper Darby School District was basically like, if you want to go to Yale, they will give you a chance to fucking go to Yale. If you want to bring a gun and synthetic drugs to school,
So
you will have an opportunity to bring guns and
now listen,
synthetic
I
drugs
might
to
be as
school.
bad as one of those people on the Facebook pages, but I'm going to ask you.
Oh, you do not want my opinion.
I heard the story that so they found out about the drugs, and they told they had a kid, they had him bring the drugs or something to him, and he brought the gun with the drugs. Like he could have just been like, "I'm not going to bring the gun. I'll just get in trouble for the drugs."
Well, he just basically said he needs to be in William Penn School District by that stupid ass move.
Yeah, like it's scary though. I mean, in all honesty, he's a guy with kids, and I get the like. And here's the thing is, and I don't want to sound like cold hearted in this when I say this, but I've heard, and my own kids were in there. I've had 3 kids go there. Well, 3 kids go to high school. I've had 4 kids go to the Upper Darby School District one way or other, and it's a shame because Westbrook Park is still good at elementary school. Um, Drexel Hill's still a good, and they're building that new one behind. It's funny where I'm staying with my parents. Hint, hint. I'm right behind where they're building the new,
Yeah.
and it's like it's so different when you drive down Springfield Road and cross over Oak Avenue there. But it I would get the alerts on my phone, school's in lockdown. And I've gotten so cold to it that almost like it was just like another
You know what's ridiculous is I did go to Temple University, and I went for a couple years. I did graduate, but you get the campus alert notices, right, and all that shit.
yeah.
And like, I'm dead serious. Where if I audit my own Temple email versus Upper Darby's, I think Upper Darby has actually had more catastrophic alerts sent out in a 2-year span than the 2 years I went to Temple. And Temple's in only, open to the public. Like, there are, off-campus housing, and Upper Darby's just like, "Oh, you let another person in with a gun. Oh, you let another person in with drugs. Oh, a pellet gun that looked like a gun." But like you said, I mean, there's an episode of South Park I was actually watching the other day, which is fitting. They talk about how people are so numb to school shootings. They're just like, "What are you overreacting about? Calm down. Are you having your
Yeah.
period? Is it menopause?" With Upper Darby, thankfully, literally, thankfully, none of these have ever actually devolved into anything. But
Mm.
it's
They
gross
called
that
that
we
one that
are
almost
getting
did
used to
too.
it.
Was it like last year or the year before? There was a kid that had like a or was that Bonner? Was that it was right there. I'm not sure if it was which school.
Bonner was the foreign exchange student from China that was like he was
Didn't he have like
gonna
a list?
fucking murder.
Didn't he have
Yeah,
like a kill list or something?
yeah, and it was like credible.
Yeah. Maybe it's good that we're not on Facebook right now because all those things we just said will probably get us in trouble.
Oh,
You know, whatever.
fuck Zuckerberg.
Yeah. Um,
I'd synthetically punch him in the asshole.
how do you synthetically do that?
Bitch.
Yeah. Take that, bitch. But like I said, as a dad who's put both my sisters went through there, and my two older kids went there, and my son, my 15-year-old now, he had his freshman year there. I'm just so glad he's out of there. Like those are the kind of things. It's weird that literally, like you said, what a mile and a half, 2 mile difference from Springfield High School to Upper Darby High
Yeah.
School. It makes a world of a difference. And first part, fun fact: Springfield is like the new high school. They just built that thing. It's like only a couple of years old.
Which is weird because the old one was perfectly fine.
Yeah, but this thing's. By the way, I went to back to school night. Wow, like
Yeah.
I went to O'Hara. I went to a public school. I spent a lot of money to go to school, right, back in the day. And this place was beautiful.
And yet, if I had to guess,
Mhm.
I don't know.
Oh,
Springfield's school taxes are comparable, if not actually better than Upper Darby school taxes.
well,
Taxes
I can tell you my property taxes, which
encompasses
yeah,
that. Yeah.
is not much more than what I was paying Clifton now.
See, and it's one thing I remember when I used to, fun fucking fact, you want a ridiculous statement. I used to be a behavior therapist for children that were at
Have that
risk
one
and special
settle in,
ed children
guys.
at E.T. Richardson Middle School
Yeah.
in Springfield. So I met, a lot of parents, the kids, all that stuff, and I saw a lot
Do
of
you
the
want to take my
politics.
son to back to school night in 2 years
What's
so
up?
you can walk through ETR?
Oh, they loved me over there.
Okay.
They just didn't. It
By the
wasn't their
way,
fault.
Sable just got air conditioning. Schools with air
Son of a gun.
Yeah, like schools with air conditioning. What the hell's this?
Wow. But one thing I was going for is when I was at Springfield, there was actually people. So like the um the other special ed aides that I would like work side by side with and all that shit.
Mhm.
Their summer, they had the option to either do extended school year or they had the option to go in like this like almost like an immigration deportation unit that
Mhm.
like really did full backgrounds on the families and if they really lived in Springfield or Morton. And it was like, they're like, don't think of it as a bad thing. We're just trying to keep the taxes lower, the focus lower. Like we're trying to maximize like what's being paid in. One notorious thing we always know is that what 40% of fucking Upper Darby's graduating class is from Olney, North Philly, the L line. Like it's not people who are actually paying into the community taxes, which the deficit needs to be made out of. Am I wrong on that?
Sorry, I got distracted. I had to
Yeah.
pull this up. Not on this. Somebody was just texting me. I thought it was important. Um,
When you
yeah,
don't
like
have people paying into what
yeah.
is being shared, it becomes a deficit.
No, it does. Like there is a point to taxes. Like everybody, right now, you said, are we getting knocked off of Facebook because of all
Right.
the vote, the debate, the whatever, all that stuff? And yeah, like people like, oh, no taxes. Well, no, you can't have no taxes.
You can't have no taxes.
If we had no taxes, you have no.
You need to optimize your taxes. You have Springfield, who never is. There's not complaints about them missing mass amounts of money.
No,
There's not.
no.
40
Remember around Delco Day, Upper Darby they were to give out like they had $1.2 million, and they were supposed to.
They had to hand them out.
They had, but here's the funny thing is
They were still 20 million in the hole from the shit they lost.
well, no, remember they had this money that they were trying to deflect from the fact that there's unaccounted for money. So
yeah,
we're gonna give it to some local charities. Remember we put in for it. We said,
yeah.
well, Delco Days in Upper Darby Township, it would be a great idea for you to donate. Never heard from them. And as far as I know, I've never seen a damn thing printed in the newspaper or
No,
news
no
about
one.
anybody who got a piece of that.
And we talked to a lot of people. No one got that shit.
Yeah,
Which is, I mean, you left. I can tell you. Spoiler alert: Delco Day fucking 10 is not going to be within Upper Darby Township
yeah,
anymore.
yeah.
That fucking bill they gave us for doing literally nothing 2 years in a row. I'm sorry. I love the Upper Darby Police. They have fucking one of the hardest
Oh god,
jobs in the
yeah.
world. They are
Well, it's
absolutely
not the
great.
it's
All
not
the fire
all the
departments are
police.
great.
No, it's not all the police. It's one administrative person who's making this decision.
It's insane. And I think that they're probably the police and fire department are hindered by that nonsense. Um, but yeah, dude, it's Springfield. We bitched about it to start the conversation.
Yeah.
We're ending it with saying, you know what? Sometimes protecting your community is actually a good thing. Sometimes.
No, and that's my thing is it just does seem that certain communities do it. I mean, listen, how much stuff has Upper Darby been in the newspaper for? Not I'm talking about Upper Darby residents. Like you hear about that, oh,
Yeah,
Clifton Heights, man, because half those people aren't from Clifton Heights. Maybe they had an apartment in there. You know, they weren't originally from there. Um, but what I'm talking about is the administration. The like we had the what was the what's the name mayor or whatever got DUI, all that kind of stuff. Like I just don't hear that stuff as much as we normally do. Did local? I'm sorry, it caught me out of the corner of the eye. Is that Buddy Kennedy?
yeah, he is.
Yeah, he just hit it. He got an RBI single. It looks like right there. For those who don't know, Buddy Kennedy from Millview, New Jersey, which is
Same as Mike Trout.
same as Mike Trout.
Same as Johnny Gaudreau's one town over.
Yep, which will also kind of lead us into our next
Yeah.
conversation. He also is the grandson of Don Money, former Philly Don
Okay.
Money. But speaking of, let's change gears and let's talk about that. You just said it yourself. I don't know. Do we? I guess we'll go into that. We'll go into this because we're going to jump back to Springfield in a second.
Yeah, so Johnny Gaudreau, if you are unaware of sports and hockey in general, Johnny Gaudreau and his brother Matthew were killed by a drunk driver on a backwoods road in Salem County, right over the bridge from like North Delaware, South Delco in New Jersey. It was the night before their sister's wedding,
My God,
and
it keeps getting worse and
it
worse. The
gets worse. Oh my God,
conversation.
it literally keeps getting worse. It
Yeah,
spills over. So, like we said, that was Salem County, New Jersey. They super tragedy. He played for Team USA on their juniors and all that stuff. He wasn't a high round draft pick. He got drafted by the Calgary Flames. Johnny moved up in the ranks. Literally became a hockey fan's household name.
Lily known as
He copyrighted the name Johnny Hockey
Johnny
instead of
Hockey.
Johnny Football
Yeah,
and all that shit. And yeah, he's only 31 years old. If you really want to know about this shit, 2 years ago, he left the Flames, and his entire goal was to come to the fucking Philadelphia Flyers. And he said he will play for the league minimum for a guy who's a six-time All-Star, all this shit. It was a $2 million deal, and the Flyers, because of their bad fucking shit, did not have $2 million to give him.
yep,
So he went to the Columbus Blue Jackets and signed for a mediocre deal, trying to wait that out till the Flyers were fine. He really wanted to come back home. He was run over, killed by a fucking a 43-year-old. They say like army guy. He was like ROTC reserve or some shit. Just drinking open beer on a back road. Tried to cut a guy off. Was mad at him, frustrated. And yeah, he can go fuck himself. But yeah. So that all happened, and then all of a sudden a notice went out of the funeral's going to be in media at Saint Mary Magdalene's on Providence Road, right there between 252 and Westchester Pike. And it was it was a madhouse that was essentially closed to all but friends and family. But you got to remember, friends and family in that situation is over 1,000 people. The viewing was Sunday at always forget how it's pronounced,
D'Angelel's.
D'Angelel's on Westchester Pike, which I drove by, and I've never actually seen literally police presence, barricades down the middle of the median, all the way from 476 up to D'Angelel's. Very sad. If you didn't follow the whole thing, his widow, during the thing announced that she's 9 weeks preggo with her third kid, and it just
Jeez,
gets sadder.
yeah.
So there's their ties to it. We had one person comment on our shit, which essentially means nothing. They were like, "Why is it here? Why is it there? Like, why is it in Delco?"
Mhm.
And they're like, "Cause his parents from here." I did some digging. That's not fucking true. I'm just pretty sure that it's right off a major highway, 476,
Well, I think it's
95.
in the Philadelphia area, but they didn't wanna go in the city, and I think it was a traffic thing
Yes.
uh
Why? Because media can handle it.
yeah.
And I drove by it yesterday because I do live right there. Providence Road was shut down. They were utilizing Rose Tree Park for all the buses, the shuttles, the meeting ups, the porta potties being delivered. Hundreds of people, man. It was the whole Blue Jackets organization, the whole Boston College organization, the whole fucking Flames organization. I'm sure a lot of Flyers brass, like a lot of Flyers players, people in this area and whatnot. They have a big family themselves. So yeah, it was sad. Yeah, he was great. Fun fact, personal fact, was the best player points wise on my 2008 fantasy hockey team that won me $500.
Well, I'm glad he was there
I was
for
thinking,
you at
I
that
was
time of
thinking
your
about,
need.
I was thinking about swinging by the viewing to be like, he had a bigger stretch than like you think. He got me a lot of fucking drinks and some bad Amazon
He paid off
purchases.
my credit card debt so I could rack it back up.
Like, yeah, $500. Jesus Christ. I'm not even making a nibble in what I fucking have going
So,
on.
just so you know, we are back on Facebook.
Oh shit,
Yeah,
okay.
so
Just for the sad
yeah, I
stories.
know, sorry about
Not
that.
the conspiracy theory
Yeah,
parts.
you guys missed them. Listen, I will repost the show for those, who did miss the first part of the show. We'll replay it again
So
tomorrow.
can you go back to that the Johnny Gaudreau thing real quick?
The graphic?
Yeah, the graphic.
Mhm.
So this is how it's presented, and this is actually a big topic on Delco Live. If you're wondering why it's Delco, well, obviously it's here. It says this is ESPN's headline: Gaudreau brothers funeral to be held on Monday in Philadelphia, and then it says Media PA. Al, how like we understand why they did it. How mad do you think media was that they were compared to Philadelphia? Because I put these stories
Well,
back
it'll
to
be the
back.
second time media made ESPN in the
Was the Little
last
League,
year,
yeah.
the Little League World
And
Series.
how do they go out of their way to say we're not Philadelphia, except for when the Phillies showed up? Then all of a sudden they were.
Yeah.
Like I put it here, not to diminish like the seriousness of this, but it actually ties into the last story. With all these Upper Darby stories we're seeing about the high schools, all that shit, and those crimes, how many people from media are sitting there going like, Upper Darby's basically West Philly. It's basically Philly. That's why we got away from it. But in this article, they're just like, yay, Philadelphia media.
Yeah, like, it's where it works for you.
It's when it works for
Yeah,
you.
this is what it is. Like, they would normally be upset if they said,
It's the Villanova Wildcats.
yeah.
It's Villanova. Get the fuck out of here. You're not fucking Delco. But as soon as the Wildcats are in the fucking Elite Eight, we're just like, yay, Delco.
Well, it's also Villanova's not Philadelphia either. And
Yeah, right.
people are like, "Oh, Philadelphia finally got a championship for the first time in a long time," and it's like, it's not Philly.
Like one of my favorite things is
Not.
like, besides number one, media. Oh my god, number one. Don't even start me on fucking media. They want to bitch about like how a town's run. Number one, fix your fucking streets. Like you have the worst streets in the fucking county right now.
Who, media?
Media has the worst
Is it the
roadways right now.
cobblestone are you talking about, or
No, it's basically just like the street becomes a pussy and opens up as a big pussy hole. It's terrible. Like you wonder where like it's for the amount that they charge in rent and tax and all that shit. Like fix your fucking shit, dude. At least Upper Darby like gets out there after a couple months and fixes stuff. They're still fucking clean up from Hurricane Katrina, like goddamn New Orleans down there. Um, where's it going with that? But yeah, it works. It works when it works, right?
the
Philadelphia,
bird coffee
yay.
the bird coffee companies on Instagram saying go Delco, let's go Delco, yes. But it yeah, like I said, it's when Philly works for you and Philly doesn't work for you. Like I said, like you said, Villanova was not Delco until they won a championship, and we were
Until they're in the Elite
until they're
Eight.
driving down.
And then as soon as they're eliminated, like, fuck them anyway.
Well, they're driving down 476 in the school bus, and we're all like,
Yeah.
go Wildcats. Every time I hear "Go Wildcats," I think of that Simpsons episode.
Who are we? The Wildcats. Who are we going to beat? The Wildcats.
Yeah, still one of my favorites.
That's actually one thing I proposed in a drunk argument the other day. Wildcats, I think, is like the lamest fucking sports name in general.
It's
Like,
a very generic one.
I'm a big fan of like what's the toughest obscure fucking mascot you can think of?
Obscure toughest?
Yeah, like ones that you're just like, man, that is actually a
You
fucking
have to go
tough
into
name.
minor league baseball to find some of the
Oh, don't start me on the trash pandas
yeah,
and
like
the Savannah
things but,
bananas.
like, you're talking like a mainstream professional team.
Top the big four or college. You tell me, oh, the Wildcats, the Panthers, the Cougars, the the whatever. It's like, dude, owls, Temple owls. Owls are terrifying.
No,
They are
in
mean,
real well, remember, we
vicious.
did this years ago. Remember we did a episode on mascots,
Yeah.
and if they were real, like a bear versus a cougar, who would
Oh,
win?
well, we know that.
Yeah, yeah, because we were talking about all the local high school mascots, and that, so, like, if you're talking about in real life, what would be the most scariest?
Like Prendy pandas?
A panda could kill you.
Pandas are badass, dude.
Like, how about Upper Darby, speaking of, the
The
Royals?
Royals.
Like,
I've heard I've heard 2 different stories. It's the royal oak like the tree.
well,
I'm
isn't
like,
there a tree in their logo somewhere?
yeah, but it's also the Lansdowne tree, which is a fucking sycamore, so let's start with that.
Okay.
The royal oak, you're named after a tree. Fuck off.
Well, there's what was it?
Unless you're Sonny Bono, a
Isn't
tree is not gonna fucking
isn't
hurt
there a
you.
college team that's the trees, like Stanford or something? Like, isn't there like
The Stanford Cardinals, I think, is
no, no,
just
no. There's hold on, I'll look it up. But
well, you have the Ohio State Buckeyes, which is a thing that fucking hangs on trees and hits deer in the eye, which actually is pretty badass when you think about it.
college team. Here we go. I think I found it. Stanford University. Yeah. Stanford Tree is the Stanford band's mascot, and the unofficial mascot of Stanford University. The Cardinal is they're referred to. So that's what I'm talking about. That's yeah. So it's unofficial. Okay. I knew I heard it somewhere. But it was the unofficial
But then
mascot.
I like really get into it. We know the obviously fucking anomalies of like you have like the New Orleans Jazz moved to Utah. They didn't change the name and they're like, oh, Mormons are not a partying jazz type.
Yeah.
Or the Los Angeles Lakers that are still named after the Great Lakes in
Yeah.
fucking Minneapolis. You have those. But what about remember when the Washington Bullets had to be renamed the Washington Wizards because they're like the crime rate's too high here, people
Yeah.
are dying. But yet it's a okay for the Carolina hockey team to be called the Hurricanes that kills millions of
I
people,
in
thousands of
that
people.
area too. It'd be like, would
Yeah.
it be like having like the Oklahoma? Well, the Oklahoma.
The Oklahoma bombings,
No,
like
no, the Oklahoma house
Thunder.
ripped out of the ground from a
Yeah.
tornado, like Oklahoma
Right.
tornadoes. Like, it is something that's kind of a touchy situation here for us.
Yeah, like I remember the one year that Alabama played LSU in the championship game. They're like, "Oh, this is for all the tornadoes that went on down here." I'm like, half your teams are named after disasters that kill fucking people in their town. The
Well,
Colorado
isn't
Avalanches.
the Suns mascot a gorilla? Like
It is the mascot is
yeah.
yeah
Are you talking about the mascot or the actual official
the name of the
logo?
team.
The
The
team.
name of the team.
All right. So if you're looking at the professional sports, I know it's Arena Football League or is it fucking it's one of the secondary ones. The San Jose Earthquakes. mhm.
Like it's funny until like an earthquake hits 4 times a year.
So I actually looked up something. Bleacher Report had a top 25 pro sports mascots power rankings. This is from February of 2015.
Okay.
So number 25 was Raymond, who is the mascot for the
The Rays.
yes. It looks like a Muppet. Like, there's no anything to it. It doesn't look like a manta ray or
Remember
anything.
when the fucking Rays changed their name because of Steve Irwin?
Is that why they
They
did it?
were the Devil Rays and they wanted to
Yeah.
get Devil out, and then also the Steve Irwin Stingrays was a problem.
Yeah.
So they went to Sun Rays because it's sunny. Like the Phoenix Sun, it's sunny.
I thought they just made it to soften up the team a little bit. The Los Angeles Kings, their mascot is Bailey, which is a tiger or a lion. I guess the king of the
It's the
jungle.
same exact mascot as the fucking Kansas City Royals. And his name is like
Guess what
Duggar or some shit.
the Denver Nuggets mascot is?
I don't know.
His name is Rocky,
Okay.
but he's not an Italian from South
Well, it's
Philly.
the Colorado Rockies. Like
Yeah, yeah.
the
He looks
Rocky
like a
Mountains.
he looks like a jacked version of Pikachu. He's got like
That's pretty
a lightning bolt looking tail. But he looks like a jacked cougar.
That sounds cool, and I actually can picture that pretty well.
The presidents are the ones from the
I think the
Washington
Washington
Nationals.
Nationals are the Rays.
They race
They're
Steely McBean.
From the
from the
Steelers.
Steelers. I remember
Yeah,
him.
he's a damn fine one.
Here's a funny one. Nordy, the Minnesota Wild mascot.
Yeah.
I've heard about him. There was a they did a what's it called a 30 for 30 type thing one time on mascots and like
Mhm.
people behind mascot. Of course, the Fanatic was one of the big ones.
Well, he's the best.
Yeah.
No, he is the
Well, the
best.
guy who
ESPN can eat my dick if they don't think he's the best.
no, what I'm saying is he they had the whole thing actually started with him where he started like a mascot university and all that.
Yeah.
Well, they were talking about I think I'm trying to remember if it was the Minnesota Wild or was it the Timberwolves, the
Uh-huh.
basketball team. The mascot for one of those two teams made as the wife of the mascot was a neurosurgeon, and the mascot made like twice as much money as the neurosurgeon wife did.
Good.
It's like ridiculous what some mascots make. Now,
Did
if
they
you,
get into Youppi, the one who switched sports?
how about Hugo the Hornet?
I assume for the Charlotte Hornets.
Yeah, Grizz the Grizzlies.
He's not even the best one that begins with GRI.
He looks more like a wolf man than a grizzly bear.
Didn't their team move since then?
One of the worst one, Iceberg. He literally looks like the
Oh, the fucking bitch penguin that got beat up in
yeah,
fucking sudden death.
yeah,
And the Penguins one.
yeah.
Oh, he can eat fucking ass.
But he looks like a real Muppet. Like he's pathetic.
He looks like the penguin from the Adam Sandler movies. They're just like, oh, fuck you, penguin.
How about, you know what one of the most creepier ones is, and this just popped up on a list and reminded me of it, and I used to hate this guy. You ever see the Reds mascot? Kind of looks a lot like Mr.
It
Met
was Mr. Met, yeah.
with a creepy mustache
Yeah.
and this look on his face like, I'm gonna touch you in your no-no spots. Like it's really bad.
Yeah.
His name's Mr. Redlegs.
Mr. Redlegs.
Yeah, I'm gonna pull him up because it's you gotta see the face. It's very unsettling. It really is. Benny the Bull. You know who that one is.
Whatever. It's
Big
generic.
Red is the Cardinal, the St. Louis Cardinals.
Don't care.
Sons is a gorilla. There he is. That's the guy that does like the flips in the gorilla costume.
Yeah. He's a bullshit fucking
Oh, the parrot from the Pittsburgh Pirates.
fun fact. He used to sneak cocaine from the crowd down to the players in the 80s in his beak.
I think I have a newfound respect for
That
him.
is a real fucking thing.
All right, here.
That's another thing. I hate sports named after or sports teams named after pirate related things
Like Bucks.
like Bucks, Pirates, fucking Raiders.
Tell me this isn't creepy.
Yeah.
Things that nightmares are made out of, right there.
It looks like Teddy Roosevelt being like, "Give me your anal virginity."
Yeah.
Oh.
Oh, yes. No, I'm not gonna even start saying it.
Speak softly and carry a big dick.
Ragnar the Viking. That's
Oh, he could go straight to fucking hell.
Jazz Bear. The Utah
Jazz
Jazz. Is there bears in Utah?
There's Mormons. It's the
Okay.
same thing.
Wally the Green Monster.
Is that for the Red Sox?
Yep.
He can suck it too.
Bernie, which is the Miami Heat
Oh,
mascot.
because he burned you.
He looks like Gritty from the shoulders down. He looks like Big Bird with a basketball for a nose. It really makes zero sense.
I hate everything about that description.
I don't even know what you would like. What would you call this? I'm gonna pull him up here. I'm gonna put him up on the screen. You tell me what you would call Bernie from the Miami Heat here. It's like he's a little unsettling too. But I don't even know what like kind of animal or like is he a true Muppet? Like
Oh, he looks like a total Karen. That's going to be a problem at fucking Springfield Diner at like
he's been with the team
6
since
p.m.
the inaugural season,
They
98,
might
99.
they might as well have called him the
or
early
90
bird special.
88, 89. Yeah, like that's really what he is. Like I don't understand.
He looks like the one grandma from the weak side of your family that would be at like fucking dinner at Thanksgiving dinner, and like sooner or later she'd be like, "That civil rights really ruined everything." Like, shut up, Bernie.
Well, how about the Kansas City? You know who their mascot is, right?
Tugger,
No,
Digger,
no. KC Wolf.
Kansas City. Oh, the fucking the Chiefs. I thought you meant
Yeah.
the Tiger.
Yeah.
The Royals.
The Royals, yeah.
Yeah, that thing can fucking.
It makes no sense.
Well, he's gonna get arrested soon. They all do.
Oh yeah. The sausages, that's for the Brewers.
Love that.
Mr. Met
He is the worst.
Yeah,
He
listen,
is
listen. We need a mascot right now, guys. What are we gonna do? I have a doll. We'll rip the head off. I'm gonna glue a baseball to it. There's your mascot. Good, go, good. Anything else?
Have you ever seen the segment from back in 2007 when Conan O'Brien had Mr. Met trying to kill himself in, like, 5 continuous segments? When
No.
the Phillies beat the Mets had, like, that catastrophic September where they blew 25 out of 30 games, and the Phillies won on the last day of the season. Conan aired a continuous segment of 5 days in a row of Mr. Met trying to kill himself. He tried to put his head in a noose and couldn't fit it because it's a baseball. He tried to
That's
put it in
hilarious.
he tried to put it in an oven and couldn't fit because it was a baseball. He walked in on the Philly Fanatic banging Mrs. Met, tried to jump out the window and jump, and he couldn't fit out. It was fucking brilliant, dude.
Hold on, I gotta see if I can find this.
Oh, there's no way you can find an
Oh
NBC
no,
fucking thing.
here we go. Mr. Met's failed suicide attempt.
Yeah. This
Thank
is
you,
like a full week of fucking Mr. Met trying to do
thank
this
you,
shit.
YouTube and Reddit.
Yep.
Oh my God, this is how did he get away with this? I
Dude, I don't know, but me as a Phillies fan thought it was the greatest fucking thing since sliced bread,
I
dude.
love the first few messages I have here. Our first few comments. Poor taste, but funny as hell.
Oh, fucking right, dude. He nailed it. Oh, he tried to shoot himself in the head, but he had fucking stubby fingers.
He couldn't get he couldn't
Yeah.
get on the other side of his
It
head.
was literally 5 or 4 straight days of Mr. Met trying to just leave the earth because
I
the
like this
Mets.
one. Ooh, oof, that didn't age well.
Yeah.
That's funny. I never knew the Montreal Canadiens had
Youpie.
Youpie,
So here's the
and
fun
the
fact.
exclamation point is
I
part of
will
his
tell you
name.
about Youpie. Youpie was actually the Montreal Expos mascot.
Really?
And when the Expos moved to
Yeah, it
Washington
says he's the
D.C.,
first ever to work in 2 professional
yes,
sports leagues.
they like the Canadians were just like, well, we want to keep him. We love UP. It's like if the Flyers left and the Sixers just like, give us gritty, just give us gritty.
Yeah, we'll take we're gonna paint him blue, and
Yeah, UP was for 2 sports in Montreal.
I am definitely gonna watch this Mr. Met video.
Oh, it's glorious. Watch the UP documentary too.
Raptor, guess what? Which team he's with?
The Patriots because they wrapped my asshole when I deal with it. I don't know.
How about
I know
Jackson?
Toronto
How about
wrapped it.
Jackson DeVille?
Jesus Christ, what is it? Cruella fucking the cunt?
Guess who was the number one on this list?
The Philly Fanatic.
Absolutely.
Yeah, 100%. Jacksonville was number 2.
Yep.
That's pretty shitty. You mean the dude who looks like the really shitty dude from Tenken that's sitting there going, "Move the chains,
Yes.
feel the teal,
Yes.
feel the teal."
Fear the teal, isn't it? Or is it feel the teal?
It's fear the teal, but like that doesn't rhyme.
It doesn't.
It doesn't fucking rhyme.
Didn't they have another thing for their tails too? The teal tails or the something like
The
that.
teal towels. Oh my god,
It was terrible. It was terrible.
what a bad franchise. They'll
Uh,
be in London soon.
so let's kind of swing things back to Springfield for a moment. Not in the best light, but let's talk about it for a second. Here's this.
Oh yeah, you sent me
Yeah,
this.
my
Man.
wife actually sent me this. She's great for she pulls up this stuff on so this is Springfield Delco Community Group. Young girl here goes, I just got dress coded at the Springfield Mall, which is, by the way, something I never knew of because I could tell stories about that.
I literally did not and still do not think it's a thing.
Is this normal? A bunch of other girls got dress coded as well. I could understand if my cheeks were out, but come on. And it's a picture if you're listening to the audio. The girl's in a white long sleeve shirt and black, I guess, shorts or
I think
skirt.
it's like a skort kind of
I mean, it's
situation.
not short in any like compared
It
to
ain't fucking Britney Spears and fucking
no. And the things I've seen people wear, like this is the most timid thing I've seen in for a long time. The lady enforcing it, Lily was like, "My daughter knows not to wear revealing clothes. Mind you, I'm in my 20s and I'm not a child." Do you think this was real?
no.
No, you think
0% chance this is real.
this girl was just trolling
I don't think she's real.
the interwebs?
I don't think she's real.
Well, I don't know. She took a picture in front of a mirror. You would think it was at the Springfield Mall.
Did she take a picture after she got dress coded and told to leave? Smiling, doing a fucking
Well,
ducky face behind the
here's
phone?
here's where I get confused.
What store's that?
That's what I'm trying to figure
Yeah.
out. That's what I was asking if that's a store in the Springfield Mall. A bunch of other girls got dress coded as well. So,
Yeah.
number one, what does dress coded mean? Did you get like a citation? Did you get told if you come back looking like that? Like, or did you get asked to leave? Obviously, she didn't leave unless she got in and then they kicked her out later. Um, the lady, the lady enforcing it literally was like, "My daughter knows not to wear revealing clothing." I don't. That doesn't make sense to me.
I don't think this is real.
You don't think it's real?
No.
I don't believe it's real either. But it was in the community page. People are commenting, so I'm like, the legitimacy of it is a
I
little.
didn't go looking. Do we know if this is even a spam account?
I didn't go looking.
I
No,
don't think she's real.
somebody sent me a screenshot, so I'm actually gonna blow it up a little bit. I'm gonna
Mhm.
see. Let's see if we can get a little bit more in the background.
Well, also, fun fact now. How many times have we talked on this show about, like, I don't even know what stores are in the fucking Springfield Mall
I
anymore.
didn't even know their story.
I couldn't tell you that. There's
I
bras on the back left. There's pink shirts on the right.
I'm trying to see what that sign says. Something
I want to see what that writing says because also, what store has fucking green
sticky notes.
sticky notes on it with just fucking random nonsense?
Yeah, you're probably right. It being probably not real, but if this was real, that was the most timid piece of clothing I've ever seen anybody
I
wear.
don't think the mall, which has 8 customers a day, is trying to kick anyone
Dude,
out.
it's bad in there. It really is
Yeah.
bad. I went to Macy's a couple about last weekend. Last weekend, I went to buy couch from there. They sell furniture up there.
I did not know that.
This is true. You get to go to the upstairs where they have the Toys R Us, by
You
the way.
lost me at stairs.
So apparently, there's Toys R Us is now in like department stores. Like part of Macy's is Toys R
Wait,
Us.
really?
True story. I did not know this until the other day when I
I
went
didn't
in
know
there.
there was dress codes for bot accounts.
Well, when I walked in
Yeah.
there, you could see my ball sack.
Right.
So nobody said anything
Well,
about.
double standard.
Oh, my ball sack's okay, but her
Double
her
standard.
her thighs were against. You think the lady maybe was really into my ball sack?
Puritan, yeah.
Okay. Look at the sack on that guy. By the way, so doing research before I get off on another tangent here. You've gone down the reel, the Instagram, the YouTube Shorts rabbit hole in the past. I'm sure you start looking at one video and you keep sliding by, and then it's like 34 hours later, you've wasted a whole day looking at reels.
Let's call an Instagram safari, yes.
Yeah. The ASMR thing.
Yeah, 100%, yeah.
Does that
Yeah.
do it for you?
No, but it's weird that ASMR used to just be noises, like people like rubbing balloons or
Yeah.
like whatever. Then it kind of devolved into like Dr. Pimple Popper shit where it's like popping things.
Is that ASMR? Is that just
Yeah.
more like because I always thought it was the noise. Like first part, it's always
Sometimes it's whispering.
usually it's a fairly attractive person
Yeah.
whispering
It
like, "I'm
started
gonna
as
find
a
that."
sexual thing and then moved into like a fucking
Like it was because the kids were liking it, wasn't it? Like because it was supposed to be
soothing.
soothing.
Yeah.
And she'd be like, "I got this rubber watermelon." Click and like make these, but there's like 100,000 people watching this shit.
Because it kind of turned in. So it started as like, it started with sexual connotations, but then it devolved into kind of like a visual version of of a fidget spinner, but for like clearly like people with like spectrum tendencies. Eh,
J Rom saying my daughter listens to this to go to sleep. That's our pickle guy from the.
yeah,
For those who missed one of the most recent episodes here. Yeah, but is it creepy though? Like you said, it is. It does have that, and maybe it's me just being a weirdo. Like kind of a sexual, like almost somewhere between a massage and a hand job.
the early ones that you're talking about that are literally just people whispering.
Well, yeah,
I think it's something between soothing and something between like settling tinnitus.
okay.
I have tinnitus and I always need some sort of sound on in the background. I don't want it to be someone's fucking voice talking about things.
Like I was literally looking up something today, and it was a girl who had really a lot of Botox in her lips. I mean,
Yeah.
I thought she couldn't talk at first because of all her lips were like this. But and like I said, she'd be like, "Okay, and now I have this watermelon, and I got my finger,
Yeah.
and I'm like, really? Like, and they set this all up. Like, I'm like, but I'm watching thousands and thousands of people watch it. I'm like, it's it's really weird. It sounds like a whisper beatbox.
Yeah, Reddit really blew it out of the water. Like I've only watched some of those things just to see what they are. I can tell you, I got stuck in the algorithm of just like this is a fucking weird one. So they throw like the pimple popper ones in there too. They throw a big thing that is part of the ASMR community now too. Is when they take like a really dirty rug and then they clean the fuck out of it. Because if you have like elements of OCD or like spectrumy shit, you're just like you have to get it all. You have to get it all. So you're gonna watch the whole fucking video, and
Mhm.
that's how they get their fucking likes. They're basically just weaponizing like fucking spectrum disorders. But the one that for some reason, this is Zuckerberg can eat my fucking dick for this.
Nom nom
I
nom
have
nom nom
no
nom
idea
nom
how
nom.
it ended up in my algorithm. I watched one video because I'm like, where
Uh,
the fuck's this going?
nugget porn.
People
Oh.
who change hooves on
Oh,
horses.
yes. Yes, dude, there
Farriers? How the fuck? I watched
just
one
watch
because I'm
them
like, what is
scrape
this?
it off. It's like somebody
They scrape it off, they trim them up, they drain the fucking abscesses.
yeah, it's pretty it's like the
I
new pimple
watched
popper
one,
thing.
and now my entire thing is just like, oh, did you see that Bryce Harper home run last night? Here's the horse foot.
Yeah, like yeah, that's another one.
Remember Stone Cold Steve Austin? Here's a horse foot.
So, yeah, that's what shorts were for me, like, old wrestling clips, sports clips,
Yeah. You
um,
can't believe what they could fucking
cartoon
do in GTA 5. I'm like, cool. And they're like, here's an abscess on a horse foot.
yeah, here's how to beat Super Mario Brothers in 60 seconds, like, then it's like, "Ah, scrape this horse's foot."
You know how I end up with the horse foot thing now that I think about it?
What's that?
Do you know that there's some things in cows where gas can get stuck between their stomachs and you got to stab them and drain the air out?
Oh, really? No,
It's a
no.
real
No, I
thing.
did not know this.
I was wondering if I could do that to myself.
Dude, there's been times I had such stomach gas
Yeah.
pains that I'd be down for that.
Yeah, I'd be like literally I will stab myself and fucking to get the gas out now if I have
Yeah.
to.
It's,
But now I have to stare at horse feet all day.
yeah, that it's gotten bad, and I sit there and make fun of people for it, but I get stuck in it.
You ever farted out a song?
I have done the step fart up and
That
down,
one's fine.
up and down the steps. Have you ever done it up the steps?
Yeah.
I've ended it in a crescendo, sharding.
I've not I've never
I've
knock
done
on
that.
wood sharded.
Well, I haven't done it in a long time since my diet alteration. It has been, um, drastically different.
2018, one time at work, I went to the handicap stall on the first floor.
Mhm.
So it wasn't that big of a scumbag, or at least they couldn't chase me down.
Yeah.
Or for a different company, they would think. I farted out the perfect drum roll from the beginning of Holy Wars and the Punishment Due by Megadeth. Boom, 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 boom. Yeah, like the double. Like, you ever just have a fart and you actually start mentally thinking in your head like how long that was and start thinking about it like I started 1,000, 2 1,000, 3 1,000, 4, and like you go like wow that fart was 7 full seconds.
Yeah. I've
And go
ended
an ASMR about it.
hey, well, maybe we should just do our shows like this instead of like loud.
Do those like ASMR people get off to the Whisper song by fucking Lil Jon the East Side Boys?
Do you think like they don't actually do that? Like they're like they have like Fran Dresser type voices when they're not on ASMR?
Hey, my butthole burns.
Or do you think they're like that all the time? Like they can't turn it off like hi Oprah. All right, let me ask you another question since we're talking about the internet rabbit hole. The Tourette's people.
Oh, the ones in the
Oh,
car.
like, look at I got the new burger from Burger King. Fuck sick dick cock. Like, yeah, like and people sit there and say they're not real. Like, what are your thoughts on that?
The only one that I've seen recently was like a couple. It was an Uber driver and his passenger, and like it was like a really cute conversation about they had ticks and like match each other and like, you have Tourette's, me too, whatever. And then one would scream and one would make another noise. It was like, oh, really cute. And you go like, that's adorable. But then you just like everything you had to fucking see that you question is real. You say, why am I seeing this?
Yes.
Why was this recorded? Why was this filmed, edited, and uploaded? Also, if he's driving her as an Uber driver, why is she in the passenger seat in perfect focus?
Yeah.
Always question.
Well, we did that with the video
Yes, we did.
we covered last week. There, if you really want to see where you really want to question humanity, click on a TikTok live and start scrolling, and it'll just show you live TikToks, people who are currently live at the time. And I mean, it's
Yeah.
people all over the world. A lot of times I see a lot of people playing retro video games because I'll see those videos and I'll get into that. The people that really freak me out are, you ever see the people play like the Mario Brother games, but they're like the most impossible boards and you have to do
Yeah,
it
yeah,
just right.
yeah,
And
yeah.
you ever see like they hold the controller weird,
Uh-huh.
like they hold it on its side and they
Yeah.
like yeah. Um, but there was one today that freaked me out. There was this woman. She had to be like in her late 40s, early 50s, maybe. But she was dressed like Malibu's Most Wanted, and she's in the middle of it. She has her phone on a shopping cart, and she's just driving, and she'll say some crazy stuff. She said, save a horse, ride your cousin," and that was like her theme. She would say that all the time, and she had a T-shirt on that. Then she started like doing backflips in a supermarket somewhere. And I'm sitting there going like, nobody's kicking this lady out.
Yeah, right.
Like really? And I like I've had something where somebody was doing this, where they look like they're mentally a person have a mental breakdown, put it that way. Um, but I'm like, we got to kick this person out. And they're like, no, they're having a mental breakdown. Like they're recording it on TikTok.
Yeah, yeah,
This is staged.
yeah.
You don't have a mental breakdown and then have the wherewithal to pull up TikTok and start going live.
I think this is it. I'm finally gonna snap record. Face, ducky face.
Yeah. Oh, this face is ready to snap today, girl.
Yeah.
Speaking of you being a fat asshole,
Yeah.
do you have an
Yeah.
update?
Yeah, it's not great.
That's not great. Okay.
We're starting the 5th week. I'm 7 pounds down from the beginning, but I have gotten into a lot better eating habits, especially because my wonderful girlfriend Danielle is
Wonderful
doing all the fucking
meal prep.
cooking. Yeah, the meal prep, the
Has that
actual
become like a thing where you
science.
guys spend like a half a day on a Saturday meal prepping?
She does it, man. She's a fucking saint about this.
I
And
can
it's
watch
not
it.
meal
He's
prepping.
playing MLB the Show, and she's like, "How's it going in there, babe?"
How the fuck do you know that that's exactly what is going on? Like that's exactly what happens, Al.
Yeah.
It's not even the meal prepping. It's actually they give you very laid out specific dietary macros they call it, which is your fiber has to be within this. This has to be within this. Here's X amount of times you need to eat a day. The math like that. They gave me the workout schedule on a 3-day cycle, 3 days on, 3 days off, or chop it up, whatever.
Mhm.
I started doing them, getting back in there. It's a 16-week thing. The first few were getting used to it. Now it's really in the throw of it. All my plans that like involve me going out drinking, all that shit, are kind of nixed right now anyway. So I expect the next 2 weeks to be very, very big things. But down 7
Let
right
me ask you a
now.
question. Just the change in your diet, like
Yeah,
eating better. How do you ultimately feel
better.
better?
Yeah,
How about not to get really intimate, but
yeah.
your dookies and your nature calls?
The Dookies are essentially the same because I always was a creature of habit.
Painful and sideways.
Yeah, mostly bloody and full of free you know,
Oh god.
just no.
That's
Uh
twice now, by the way.
yeah,
That's twice.
I know. 2 times I made priest
That's
shows,
twice right now.
and I just
Made,
never really made them before.
uncomfortable priest
No,
jokes.
it's a lot of it's I mean, it's they're kettlebell gym first and all that trying to get you to lose weight the right way. It's a lot
Have
of
you
protein.
kettlebelled a lot yet?
I have not kettlebelled. I've done the raw things to get the body kind of ready for like the
So
full
is that pretty
kettlebell
much what
stuff.
this is like the transition period right now? What you call
I
it? Like,
guess I went from very, very inactive and also coming off a serious foot injury to getting back moving and being actively
politics,
moving.
huh?
Yeah,
Yeah,
a lot of
a lot of
politics.
politics. But so yes, precision kettlebell in Malvern, and they you
He's a
work.
Collindale guy. Don't shoot him in the foot, the bad foot.
Yeah,
About it not being true Delco. He's as fucking Collindale bulldog as you can get.
all
His
right.
wife's the nutritionalist, and they have really, really, really been involved. I can tell you that. They're going above
Listen,
and
they're taking
beyond.
on quite a challenge. I mean, they're
They talk some shit and they are fucking owning up to it, and
yeah.
I'm paying them back by owning up to it now. If you notice, haven't even had a bevy during this episode. Cutting that shit out. That's the one thing. That's the one lesson I will learn out of it is I actually did not have the world's worst diet food wise
The
going
liquid
into
diet.
this. When they started really making me document the fucking beers,
I think the doc. I think we talked.
holy shit.
I think we talked about this when he was on, and I think that part of it is just a mental thing. Like Like, if you're seeing it, it's like, I don't know how much money I'm spending if I'm just using my credit card. I'm not looking at my bank account. And
Yeah.
then you look at your bank account, you're like, holy shit, where did all my money
Which is
go?
another life lesson I've learned the last couple of years, yeah. This one was,
Finally.
like, no joke, like, it was, like, that's one thing I like about them. They said slow and steady because 'cause you'll see the differences. One of the main things was, like, document when you go out, no judgment, like, you're going to the Green Day concert, you're going to fucking Slipknot, just write down how many beers you have. I'm like, "Well, they're gonna be light beers." I'm like, "Just write it down, man, just literally throw it in there and we'll work around it." Basically, if you're gonna have beers, plan the rest of your day around it, and then I'm sitting there, I'm just like, yeah, Green Day came on. I had one, two, and then it's like 12, 13. You're like, well, I only had 18 beers during fucking, Green Day set, but it was 4 hours. I'm like, oh, and then there's pregame afterwards. And yeah,
Well, it's like when you cook
yeah,
and you're making food and stuff like that, and you're like, I'm gonna make a ham sandwich. I'm gonna stuff a couple pieces of cheese and ham in my
right.
mouth. And then before you even eat the sandwich that you made, you've eaten 2 sandwiches worth of food.
But like you were saying, it's all about like there's habits that become complacent, and that's how shit adds up. And then when you're not actually being, there's a lot of people. There's probably 80% of the workforce that is not forced to be active.
Oh
So
yeah.
you do actually have to go do it yourself, and definitely it's going in the right direction.
I'll tell you right now, as a guy who doesn't do a physical job, I mean on my feet a lot, but not really a physical job, I'm a key and for because of the kind of work I do, I'm a big proponent for rising like desks. I don't know if you
Yeah.
use them, because so you can stand up. Because I would love to stand. I love standing up and working for it's only about 15, 20 minutes. I'll sit back down, but it makes a world of a difference. Like my back feels a lot better at the end of the night.
Yeah, there's a lot of people who
I'm
get
actually
benefits from
getting a
that.
new one for my new house because I'm like, you know what, I need to do one at home because I do a lot of video editing
Yeah.
and all that stuff and for the show and for everything else I do. And it's just like, you know what, I'm going to be behind the computer for an hour or two. I might as well be able to stand for parts of the time so I can stretch my legs out. But like, I don't feel like when I get up sometimes, like I'm like, holy shit, how long was I? It's just like this. How long was I just sitting down for? Oh shit, I was done. I was doing. I was working on that for an hour and 45 minutes.
Yeah. The standing desks have their pluses and negatives. Sometimes just standing there is actually just as bad as sitting.
Well, I think it's the ability to change
Yeah.
positions, get the blood flowing, and move
Right.
things up and down. That does make a world of a difference. Like I'm not sitting there saying it's going to cure all what ails you, but I think it just keeps you moving and allows your blood flow to work.
I dance a little when I do the standing desk. One thing that's helped me, especially the last couple weeks, is inanimate objects that make you fucking answer.
Hmm.
So like one of them is a water goal. So you're supposed to drink. I drink a fucking gallon of water. How do I do that? By filling a gallon of water on my desk and knowing by the time I leave that has to be fucking done. Whether I chug it in certain things, whether I sip it throughout the day, I'm
Funny,
not going home without
funny
it.
thing. I'm like subconsciously spiteful about that
Yeah.
because I drink a lot of water during the day.
Okay.
I do. I have a big glass or a plastic cup or whatever you want that I refill, and it gets me, keeps me moving. So it makes me walk to
Yeah,
the
that's the
water
thing. Some people
fountain
do that. Yeah.
instead of having like you see the people with the giant Stanleys or whatever
Hmm.
on their desk. That's like the size of a potted plant. Like I don't want that. So it gives me a reason to get up and get and move around and stretch a little bit and fill it up. But if you put a big thing on and said you need to finish this by the end of your 8 hour day, I'd still be like, I don't want to do it just because you told me to.
Ah, dude, you take a break from the computer and you look over and you're like, I should make a chunk in that.
But then I'm like, now it's like I got to glug a quarter of it because I didn't drink enough earlier.
Okay.
I don't know. It's just like a mental thing with me. I'm a douche. I mean, I'm just gonna throw it out there. I'm a
I
douchebag.
like the idea of getting up and all that shit, but like it's up to the person. Are you going to do it? Pedometer is another thing which I do like, where you can't alter it. Like it's 10 o'clock
Did you ever
hits
see the league?
where people just cheat with their pedometers.
Well, they were doing like a thing about the league where whoever gets the most steps in, like they win or whatever some
They
sort
got a
of
better pick.
yeah. Well,
Yeah.
the the one guy put it on his hand for when he was jaying it.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Yeah, it was just like how's he doing? How's he getting so many
They're
steps in?
they're smarter than that, Al.
Yeah,
This one's pretty good.
they're on to that.
I
I've
found myself
tested that theory
I
quite
found
a few
myself
times.
going out for walks recently.
Oh
No,
shit.
they have to as part of the program. I'm doing it, man. I'm doing
Where
it 16
where do you
weeks.
go walking?
Oh, the place we have is you go out to the left and there's like a bunch of row stores like
Mhm,
kind of like here,
mhm.
but like four times longer, and there's also a hockey rink. So you just go out there and you walk around the stores, walk around the hockey rink. You can get a quick 2,000 steps out of that.
He goes out, mocks some young kids playing hockey, and then gets back to work.
Oh no, they're grown men and they could beat my ass. I'm the one walking
Let's be
around.
honest, if they were kids, they could still beat your ass.
Ah, they would catch me at least.
So
I'm the
we're
one walking around a parking lot with earphones on, watching Family Guy on my phone. Al, they're the ones who are playing a sport.
gonna get into part of what's pretty much the episode about is how Pennsylvania are you, because some of the things that you brought up here. But there's one thing, and I think I have to just preface this, that Hallmark has now gone way too
Yeah, man, I knew
far.
you'd like this one.
I show this to my wife, and I'm like, this is too far. Listen, the whole Taylor Swift and Jason Kelsey thing, annoyed by it. Just tired of hearing about it. Don't care about it. Listen, biggest Jason Kelsey fan right here. You're talking to him, right? Even I think I've seen him in way too many things right now. That guy is doing more things than he probably would have been better off just playing football. He would have more time on his hands.
Jason Kelsey.
Yeah, he's in every
That fucking
commercial.
Buffalo Wild Wings commercial is hilarious.
It is, but he's in 1,000 commercials now. He's on ESPN now. He does commercials with ESPN. He owns Garage Beer. What else is he doing? He's doing. He just made $50 million or $100 million for his podcast.
He's the real man's rock.
Yeah. But
Garage Beer is better than Terramana too, by the way.
it's very good, actually. I enjoy it.
Terramana ain't great, but Garage Beer I genuinely have loved for, I don't know, 2 years.
So the Hallmark Channel has a save the date for November 30th, a touch on a Chiefs love story starring Tyler Hines and Hunter King. So it's the countdown to Christmas, which if anybody knows me or has been part of Delco Live more than a whole calendar year, is the bane of my existence. But with my new house, this is how bad it is. Are you ready for this? My new house, there is in the basement, it's broken up to a lot of different rooms, and
Is there a Hallmark room?
there is what I
Is there a gift wrapping room?
this is where I refer to as the Christmas room for my wife.
Ah.
It is the small room you walk into that has a fireplace
Oh wow.
and a little bathroom in it. So I know she's gonna hang the TV up above the fireplace.
Oh yeah.
She's gonna get one of those fake fireplaces in there, and then you're gonna have, Christmas time. There's gonna be stockings hung from the mantle.
Yeah.
There's a little shelves to the left where she can put all her little goofy knickknacks and all that
Mario
stuff.
Lopez and fucking Amy Adams. Sorry, I went to jail just because I love my children so much, but I can't find someone to spend Christmas with me.
Holiday in Handcuffs.
Holiday in Handcuffs.
That's the girl. It's Sabrina the Teenage Witch.
Melissa Joan Hart.
Yeah,
Yeah.
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 But so I'm over the Taylor Swift thing, and I'm really over the Christmas Hallmark thing.
I'm not gonna lie. On Thursday, when I was watching the Chiefs fucking Ravens, Travis got like an okay catch, and they cut to her. I'm like, oh, I kind of forgot about that. I was happy living in bliss, like ignorance is bliss.
Yeah, like it's
Like,
gotten
oh,
too
we gotta
much.
do this again this season.
But now, and here's my thing is, this isn't just a play on. Hallmark is using the Chiefs. So
Yeah,
they
that
probably
is the Chiefs logo, man.
and they probably had to pay to use the Chiefs logo. Do you think it's going to be like Trevor?
Do you think Hitler
connect me?
plays Brittany Mahomes?
Who?
Hitler plays Brittany Mahomes?
If Kermit the Frog plays Patrick Mahomes, I might be the happiest boy in the world. That might be worth watching right there. That's must watch TV right
I know we lost the cheetah, but we can get out of this, guys.
Yeah.
I hope that Bill Cosby plays
Jesus.
Jackson Mahomes because he's also a serial rapist, and we look by that. Alec Baldwin probably needs to play Mr. Mahomes, Patrick Sr.
Yeah.
because he's a serial DUI guy.
Yeah.
Michael Vick, obviously, as their O lineman that got busted for killing those 50 dogs in the all season. That's
Who's
not a
playing
joke.
Andy Reid?
Oh my god. What the fuck's his name? I make fun of my one friend for looking like him all the time.
Oh.
Oh my god, he was not Patton Oswalt. He has a fucking name just like that.
I don't know. Who has a name like Patton Oswalt? What's he in?
The Bronx is Burning. He played George Steinbrenner.
Right.
He was in the Molly Maguires. He was in Like he'd be perfect for it, man. I just can't remember his fucking name.
Oh, Oliver Platt?
Oliver Platt needs to play fucking
I don't know, he's like
yes.
3 feet tall, isn't he?
Oliver Platt's a big boy.
Is he?
Yeah, Oliver Platt. Yeah, he's probably Andy Reid size in real life.
Oh, is he? He was, what else was he in? He
Oh,
was
Precious. I want Precious to play him. Like, let's throw out fucking colors and races and genders.
okay.
I want the fat black girl who was Precious to play Andy Reid.
Okay. I mean,
Yep.
we're above that now. I
Mhm.
mean, there's a
Mhm.
lot of,
Open casting, dude. Hamilton, man. They set the precedent. Open
yeah.
casting.
Yeah, okay. I mean, but yeah, Hallmark's gone too far. I just gotta throw it out there. It started off with a list they would put out in the newspapers and stuff like that. Now there's actually to kind of go along with what this is. I'll pull it up. I will have to put it up on the screen to really show you. I was literally prepping for tonight's show when I got a what's it, I guess an alert you would call it. Yeah, a notification of sorts. Let me see if I can pull it up here. Hold on one second. It's out of order. Oh, I guess it didn't pop up. The hell? Hold on one second. I got a
Oh,
notification.
I got a story that we can kill until then.
Go ahead.
So we work, every so often with this Let There Be Rock School
Yeah.
in on McDade Boulevard. They are spectacular people, John and Melissa Daly. They don't just teach your kids the scales on the instruments and how to like keep a rhythm. They teach your kids how to be rock stars. It's a great program. They do a lot to really help people out around here. They're really helping music stay alive. They both have very significant backgrounds in the local music scene, whether it's promotions, whether it's in bands, whether it's on the radio and all that stuff. So Melissa, the wife of she was at Pearl Jam last night, and Pearl Jam went into a speech about how they played legendary Dobbs. I think it was. I think it was Dobbs. If I'm misquoting, I'm sorry. They played legendary Dobbs back in the '90s, and she was like a big part of promoting and getting them there. And they had a nice little combo mid set. So that's pretty fucking rad.
That is pretty cool.
Yeah.
For those who don't know, she was also when the YSP days, WYSP,
Yeah.
94 WYSP, when it was a rock station before it was WIP, the sports station. She was part of the morning show, and it was like what Vinny the Crumb and
Yeah.
who was the main guy there? Wasn't it Bella?
John
Or
the
um,
no, I can't remember.
who it was, but she was actually part of it. So like for those who are old enough to remember.
They know how to they will teach your kids the intangibles of
So
life.
I got this alert on my phone, Holbrook.
Introducing Hallmark Plus, just like Paramount Plus. Stream feel good favorites, exclusive, new originals, and more. So did you get it?
Oh no, it just popped up, and it's Amazon Prime Video. So usually that means because you have Prime, you get it. So I got it without wanting it.
Wasn't Amazon Prime the ones who made or Prime Video the ones who did the Jason and Travis Kelsey documentary?
Yeah, and they're also the ones who picked up. Amazon's the one who picked up the New Heights and paid them $100 million. It's
Mm-hmm.
through another company that they have, but it is an Amazon based
Oh
company.
yeah.
Yeah, they did that. Actually, that Kelsey documentary was actually
Loved
really good. It was really
Loved
good.
it.
Made me
I
cry.
used to hate Travis, so I saw that. I'm like, Travis is fucking awesome, dude.
It made me cry at the end because it made me relive a sad moment with the Eagles,
Losing to the
losing to them. And
yeah,
I was really hoping for another Super Bowl.
fucking Uncle Travie.
Yeah, that was that was funny at the end. We're not talking Uncle Travie right now. Like,
Yeah.
we're not happy with him because he beat Daddy. Yeah, but yeah. So yeah, now we have Prime putting out the Hallmark Plus. Boo shit. It's disgusting. I mean, I always tell people if the Hallmark stories happened in real life to somebody, it's like a cartoon where a dude gets hit in the face with a frying pan. Not funny in real life. I don't know how it's like. Oh well, here's a girl who's planning to get married, or moves from who's ready to get that big promotion in New York, but she's got to go out to the small town and land this big deal, and gets to meet the boyfriend she had from back when she was in high school, who she hasn't seen in 20 years or whatever. And now she's going to marry him and leave the guy that's not even there to defend himself and try to woo her over because she's having some tingly feelings about high school, finger blastings.
Every Hallmark and Lifetime love movie is literally just Friends with Ryan Reynolds, except for
It's not funny.
without a laugh track, basically.
Yeah.
It's like it's the same story, but that was a comedy, but this is supposed to be romantic. Like it's
Yeah.
the fucking
But I'm saying, like, if I did that
comedy,
to any woman, I'd be a scumbag.
What, wrecking houses?
Yeah.
It's fucking rad, dude. Try it.
Dude, you haven't lived until you tried it.
I've destroyed more homes than most tropical storms.
On that note, so you kind of sent us a bunch of things. You found a couple things to see how not just Delco you are,
Yeah.
but how Pennsylvania you are.
Yeah.
So let's start with this little how Pennsylvania are you? You
There's nothing weirder to me than like people that are just like, "How Pennsylvania are you?" I'm from fucking Erie. I'm like, "Ew, we share a fucking governor." How Pennsylvania are you? You get 1 point for every
all
item
right,
you've
I'm
done.
gonna try to. I'm in Holbrook here, Holbrook, and
Every
then
1 point for every one you've done. 1 through 5, you're a Hershey Kiss. 5 through 10, you're a PA native. 10 through 15, you're a Keystone King. And
Warrior.
16, you're William Penn.
You're literally William Penn. All right,
Yeah.
so I think we can all give us 1 point for had
Have
a
you had a cheesesteak?
yeah,
Yes,
yeah.
Al, I have.
Been to a farm show.
No,
I
I
have.
fucking haven't.
I have. Been bothering Shoe House? Is that
I don't know what the fuck a shoe house is.
I don't even know how do you bother one?
I don't know. I bother people all the time, but none of them are shoe houses.
I it has maybe it's something at a shore house. Maybe it's a misprint.
I think
Did you do
I
this?
want to know. I think there is
Because like
actually
Hal's not capitalized, so something has to be about a
none
shore
of them are
house.
capitalized. I think there is actually a landmark that is like a fucking shoe house.
All right, well I'm gonna skip
I
that
want to
'cause
say I saw it on Mr. Rogers or some shit
I
when I was a
thought maybe
kid.
this had to be a shore house. Like
No,
all right. 8 at Shady
I
Maples.
had done that and it was cool.
I
That
love
place is
Shady
great.
Maples.
Yeah.
Fan of Eagles or Steelers?
Well, no shit.
Yeah.
It's the fucking state.
Yeah.
Yes, I like the Eagles.
Walked at Gettysburg Battlegrounds, hit up oh, I guess that's
Walked at Gettysburg
Gettysburg.
Graddle probably when I was like in school.
Yeah, I don't remember, so I'm just gonna leave it on hit a pothole.
I've hit a pothole. Yes, I have. Yes, I
Yes.
have. In media because they're fucking
Taking
mean.
a picture of a horse and buggy on the road.
Yes, I
Yeah,
have.
we all.
I have stolen their souls. They really think you steal their souls when you do it.
Participate in a Sheets versus Wawa.
Well, yes, because Wawa's significantly better than Sheets. They can eat my dick Sheets.
Shopped at a Five Below. That's a
Yeah,
PA thing.
that's a
only?
Delco thing, Al.
But I thought they were kind of more outside the area now.
Yeah, they are now,
Okay. All right.
but they might not be on the west of the state.
Been
for all I
on
know.
been on Chocolate World more than once.
Is that at Hershey?
I saw it in Hershey. I
No,
mean,
Hershey's the worst city in the world.
I've been to Hershey Park. I don't know if I was on Chocolate World.
I hate Hershey more than a human being should. And I get that it's not made for like people in their 30s that are like party animals and shit. But when the pandemic was happening, a lot of concerts were happening out in Hershey, and I would go out there all the time. You know how annoying it is to call your Uber driver and be like, "Hi, I'm on Mars Boulevard and Kit Kat Street. Can you come pick me up? We're going to fucking Nougatville Boulevard
Yeah.
and fucking Eminem's butt plug
But
Boulevard."
the chocolate tasting and like that's actually pretty cool. That's on a ride. It's part of the Hershey Park though. All right, we said shop at Five Below. Camped at Knoebels.
I don't know. I've been to the roller coaster they had. Can you camp there?
Yes, but I've never been to Knoebels.
I've
I
been to
think
that.
Knoebels is a made up place, and I don't like anything with camping.
It is made up. This whole fucking state is bullshit. West of Westchester.
So,
and
are
north
you
of
saying
fucking
yes or no
Levittown.
to this?
I never camped at Knoebels.
Okay. Eaten many butterscotch crimpets.
Yeah, I've eaten a lot of them.
Is
yeah.
that just today?
Yeah. It
Um,
doesn't matter what state I'm
ate
in.
Scrapple.
Yeah, I ate Scrapple. Yeah.
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 We just had a whole event based around
May or
Scrapple.
may not still have their fucking sign right next to
Yeah,
me.
may or may not.
Come pick it up.
Yeah. Said dippy eggs. Now that's funny
Yeah.
because I've had this conversation
real
just
thing.
this morning. My wife goes, "Yeah, make me some dippy eggs." So,
Yeah.
yep.
Yep. Dealt with it.
Complained about PA Turnpike prices.
Just get a broken Easy Pass. You don't have to pay anything.
So I have 12 and you have 11.
Yeah, whatever. Fuck the
So
rest of the state.
we're Keystone Warriors.
I would love to secede from the rest of this fucking state
All right, here we go.
because someone else.
Only real ones know what this is called.
What's it called?
SOS. Or
Yeah, shit on a shingle, man.
Yeah.
I thought it was a regional thing. It ends up it is kind of a regional
military
thing. It's a military thing, and that's the household I grew up in.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
here's the best part about it. Do you see that plate in this thing? I
that
had
plate.
those plates growing up.
Yeah,
Oh yeah, that's kind of creepy. I feel like this could be my meal.
I know.
I could have eaten this exact meal.
I took the picture.
Here we go. The Pennsylvania bucket list. So let's
Yeah, so someone else made one. It's got different
so I'm
things.
gonna do this one again. We'll keep points on this one. I want to see if you've done it. Philadelphia Liberty Bell Independence Hall. I can say yes to
I've
that.
done both. I hate them. I worked right there.
Gettysburg National Military Park.
I've been there.
Been there, yes. Hershey Tuck World,
I've been
yes.
there and I hated it.
Pittsburgh PNC
I
Park,
have been there. It was very beautiful.
yes.
I hate that city, but that's a very nice ballpark.
Falling Water.
Nah,
It's not just a waterfall.
no, it's like there's actually a waterfall like in the middle of the state.
All right, never been there.
Yeah,
Amish Country in Lancaster,
yeah, I've been
yes.
there.
Pocono Mountains.
Yes, and I hate it. Besides the shower stage at fucking
Oh,
the fucking why am I blanking on the
Planet
name of it?
or
Not the planetarium. It's exactly like that.
Planet Boobs.
The
I forget.
Stripatorium.
Yeah,
Why the fuck am I
yeah.
blanking on the name of it?
I forget. It's
Pleasure Dome.
Pleasure Dome.
The
Yeah.
Pleasure Dome. Yes, the shower station. The Pleasure
Home
Dome.
of the anal plug. They walk around with
Yes.
anal plug. Yeah.
Yes, they do
Yes,
actually.
they do.
Yes.
Presque Isle State Park. Presque Isle. How do you even say that?
I don't know.
I've never been there. So.
Once again, I don't care. I don't know that one.
Pennsylvania State Capitol in Harrisburg.
Oh, I've been there. I had to take a couple of government tests there.
Valley.
I don't know
Just
what the
Valley.
fuck Valley is. Beaver Valley?
Oh,
I've
no,
been to
no.
Beaver
It got
Valley.
cut off down here. Valley Forge National Historical Park. I've been there.
I've been to Valley Forge. I've gambled there.
Yeah, that's the historical park. Eastern
Been
State
there.
Penitentiary. I've been there.
there.
The Andy Warhol Museum in Pittsburgh.
Nope. Not going to a museum if I'm that
Jim
side of the state.
Thorpe.
Into Jim Thorpe. Very cool.
And Longwood Gardens.
I live there.
And there's one that you can't see, but it says the Crayola Experience in Easton.
No, but I do have an insurance claim I'm working on right now.
I did go to the Crayola factory many years ago. So I had 12 on that one, and you had 11 on that one as well.
Perfect.
Let's see, and
I hold a pure hatred of the west of this fucking state.
Yeah, I don't blame you. Like, it really is terrible. I think that's it. I think that was it.
To me, it literally goes Westchester, Las Vegas. Like, I just don't care about the middle of this country.
And it doesn't care about you.
And that's
Chris
fine.
Holbrook.
And that's fine.
Chris Holbrook. See anything on the Instagram people there? Just everybody getting some loves and likes at us, but nothing much. Other than that, man, not much more to say on this end. Covered
That's
all our
all
topics.
I got to say about that.
All right, guys. I remind you this is brought to you by Doolin's Bar. That's right, Doolin's Bar, 2040 Sellers Avenue in Ridley Park.
God, that food was good.
Tell Tan and PJ say hello and go to that. Look at that new beautiful background there. They got windows in Dolan's now, baby. They're going up in the world. Can we call it the most Delco dive bar anymore? Or is it just as the most Delco bar period end of sentence, Holbrook?
Well, look above that one window where they had the fucking dude pass out with the keg.
Yeah, well,
That's brilliant.
That is brilliant. I do love it. I love PJ and I love what he does there, and I love all the great stuff that they're doing there. And by the way, I love that food. I could go for both those burgers and wings right now.
I really hate this diet at this moment.
Yeah, I'll take the picture down. All right, then. How about fat cow jerky? Utterly perfect jerky. Jalapeno garlic, honey habanero, pickle, ghost pepper, black pepper garlic, you name it, they got it. Great flavors and so much more. You can get them at local stores, including Roma's Deli, Facebook, Instagram, fatcowjerky.com. Check it out. And listen, get yourself some trouble. Maybe you get hangry. Maybe your blood sugar drops and you go on a rampage.
Maybe you just get fucking really mad at Hershey.
Yeah, or the rest of the state outside of Delco. Or you get hurt at work, motor vehicle, personal injury, criminal law. You call David R. Cherry. Go to cherryinjurylaw.com. David R. Cherry will fight for your rights. 610-565-0300. Go to cherryinjurylaw.com. Again, 610-565-0300 or go to cherryinjurylaw.com. All right, guys, thank you for joining us tonight. He's Hollywood Holbrook. I'm Big Al, and we'll see you guys all.
ASMR.
Oh, yeah. ASMR.